And welcome to today's session. I would like to begin by acknowledging the Gumbaynggirr and Bundjalung people, the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, and pay my respects to their elders both past and present. I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. Today's session will begin with defining resilience and identifying its importance in our school's context. We will then explore notions of student and teacher resilience and detail a multi-leveled plan for enhancing skills in this wellbeing domain. There will be considerations of potential barriers with proposed solutions, and finally, examples of how we will measure the success of such changes. Resilience is defined as the ability to overcome adversity and achieve success. Our school community has faced many challenges in recent years, and our ability to carry on through these tragedies must be commended. However, the strength required to continuously rise above adversity lies in our ability to remain resilient, which is why we need to develop and strengthen our and our students' resiliency skills. As you are all aware, our PBL program has been designed to support the wellbeing initiatives at this school. Our 4 core values allow us to monitor, assess, and support the social and emotional needs of our students. It has been noted on several occasions that our 4 values are missing an essential component, that being resiliency. In discussions, the Wellbeing Committee considered adding this under the Stay Safe value, as a key factor in building resiliency is ensuring a safe and supportive environment. However, the committee unanimously agreed that this new emphasis on resilience needs not to be buried under a pre-existing value, but rather should be incorporated as a new value altogether. The overall effectiveness of introducing this new value will be heavily reliant upon the quality of its implementation. New South Wales Department of Education guidelines advise having at least 80% of staff willing to support PBL and aligned initiatives. There may be concerns from some staff members that adding a new value might be confusing, make the PBL process convoluted, or even overcomplicate a seemingly simple wellbeing policy. The key here is to have an open dialogue with staff to ensure that they understand the importance of resiliency and how these new initiatives can be implemented effectively. We will achieve this by offering rich professional development opportunities at our next Twilight meeting and equipping teachers with the tools necessary to make this transition a success. Another priority enhancing school resilience involves improving our teachers' abilities to deal with the challenges presented by the current school climate. This includes providing opportunities for teachers to develop their skills, knowledge, and attitudes, promoting positive peer relationships, supporting teachers to develop their strengths and weaknesses as well as developing a sense of self-worth, and strengthening teacher leadership skills and competencies through a variety of professional learning and activities. We can achieve this by adopting a strengths-based approach where teachers can build in their strengths and develop their pedagogy. Aligning closely with our PBL framework is Seligman's PERMA model. This infographic from the Teacher Wellbeing website, developed by Danielle Flackey, demonstrates what a PERMA model will look like in action at our educational setting. We will propose the highlighted points with all teaching staff at our next Twilight meeting and encourage teachers to incorporate the other points in their daily practice as they see fit. This will not only have a positive impact on our teachers, but also on the social, emotional, and academic outcomes of our students. It has been noted that some of our students, particularly those directly affected by recent events, will require more targeted interventions to achieve their goals. PBL policy promotes 3 tiers: Tier 1, universal prevention; Tier 2, targeted group interventions; and Tier 3, individual intensive interventions. Through the addition of a new PBL value, we are incorporating resilience at a Tier 1 universal level. But what about Tiers 2 and 3? Through concentrated wellbeing lessons and the implementation of the Gadaku Institute's evidence-based Rock and Water program, we can begin to make progress at these more complex levels. Our new timetable restructures in 2021 allowed for 2 periods per fortnightly cycle to be used for developing identified whole school focuses. The staff vote prioritised literacy and numeracy as core skills for all students to be taught during these periods. However, in discussions with the teacher of these lessons, she has expressed that the students are not requiring the full 120 minutes devoted to developing these skills, and perhaps her teaching could be condensed to 1 period per fortnight, with the other designated to developing wellbeing strategies essential to promoting a positive school climate. With this change, the following points are to be considered. Staff may become resistant to another change in curriculum and/or timetable structure. Who will be teaching these wellbeing sessions and how will they be developed and delivered? And these lessons may invite difficult conversations about recent challenges. How will staff and students be supported through this? We suggest the following solutions to each of these points. To combat resistance, we will encourage staff to take part in the planning process for new changes. In proposing these lessons, we will ask staff to vote on how they would like to see them implemented and provide ongoing opportunities for feedback. This change will be implemented on a trial basis and evaluated at the end of the 2021 school year. Implementation in 2022 will be considered if the collected data demonstrates its effectiveness. Who will be developing and delivering these lessons? The head teacher of wellbeing already has a multitude of resources to assist in developing our curriculum. With the PBL committee and select PDHPE staff, the head teacher of wellbeing has volunteered to develop and deliver these lessons alongside our literacy and numeracy teacher. Our wellbeing budget is set up to support the development of our teachers and supports their learning. These funds will be used to provide release time to those involved in this process. Addressing difficult conversations is an area where we will need to work together as a team. Ensure you are supporting your colleagues and remain aware of the challenges they may face. Our Staff Communications Board should remain up to date with our Employee Assistant Program's contact details and should be referred to when a staff member needs further assistance. Furthermore, students should have access to information about the school counsellors and our external partnership with Headspace to help them navigate through complex issues that may arise. These contacts will be discussed in detail in the first wellbeing lesson and then reiterated several times throughout subsequent sessions. The Gadaku Institute's Rock and Water program will be implemented to assist students who are identified as particularly at risk with resilience building. Evidence-based and scientifically proven to be effective, this program develops resilience through physical, social forms of education. Dr. Ginsberg, a child pediatrician and expert in human development, proposes that there are 7 C's to enhancing resilience. This program focuses on these key factors through building confidence, competence in problem solving, encouraging participation and collaborative practice, and responding to adversity and negative emotions more constructively. So how will we measure success? At a student level, our PBL framework promotes measuring the success of initiatives through the ongoing collection of wellbeing data. By regularly reviewing and analysing central entries, a process that is already completed each term by our PBL data team, we can observe changes in trends before and after implementation of new programs. For example, PBL guidelines suggest students receive positive and negative entries in a ratio of 4:1. Our current data does not demonstrate this, but we hope with these changes we may move towards this goal. Furthermore, each central entry is entered through one of the PBL values. The introduction of Be Resilient as a core value will enable us to track and review data specific to this domain. Measuring success in teacher resilience will be the responsibility of the individual. However, many of our staff may not know how to assess their own well-being or how to track improvement. By providing staff with the opportunity to complete the teacher well-being audit throughout the year, teachers can begin to determine which areas of Seligman's 5 pillars of well-being are strongest and which may require more attention. These audits will be conducted during staff meetings at the beginning and end of each term and will remain entirely confidential. Accompanying this process with a review of the How to Build Teacher Wellbeing infographic will also be largely beneficial. To recap, the initiatives and programs suggested in this presentation will be implemented using the following timeline. Beginning in Term 2, 2021, changes will be steadily introduced to staff and then students. Your feedback during this process is vital to ensuring the success of these improvements to our wellbeing policy. Please also seek feedback from your associated faculties and be sure to communicate their questions, comments or concerns at our weekly wellbeing and PBL meetings. By implementing the initiatives proposed in this presentation, we can begin to address the devastating effects of recent tragedies. The impact of these changes will contribute to the strengthening and rebuilding of resilience within our school community and support the development of new social and emotional skills and attitudes. I would like to thank you for your time and now open the floor to any questions, comments, or concerns.